back again, and I just pointed with the bad finger that I hurt that I hurt at the show yesterday that we're going to talk about.
Guys, Killswitch Engage, Mohegan Sun,
the Wolf Den, of all places. Yeah, they played there yesterday, and that's one of the only dates that they're going to have this year, besides like 2 others, I think, one in the Philippines and then one in California.
Yeah, because they're going back to go to the studio to record the new album.
Yep, got that new record coming out. We're going to talk about the show yesterday. It was the 8th time seeing them for me, and Josh's 3rd.
Yep.
I believe 3rd time. Okay, first thing I want to get into is the venue itself. Now, it was at the Wolf Den in Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut. And
what time did you get there?
I got there 10 in the morning. The thing with the Wolf's Den is all the shows are free, and they're all first come, first served to the first like 300 people.
So these 2 goons were waiting outside in line he was waiting till 10, I got there at 11.
You know, I got there around 10 in the morning. There was no line yet. There was one girl standing in line, and we hung around for a while. And then we jumped right in line around 1:45.
Yeah, it started picking up.
And then we had to stand there the whole entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to the bathroom.
7 hours.
Went to the bathroom on occasion.
Look,
but you know, that's the important thing if you want to get into the show at the Wolf Den. For like a big act, you gotta wait there for a long time.
Look, guys, for a lot of people, this show was the beginning of heartache when they saw that line. Because I'm not even kidding you when we say that there had to be. They let in about 250 people, and
I see it, maybe even 300 max, I think.
Yeah. So to get in there, and I would say probably at least double that amount showed up.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, between people that were, you know, how many people got turned away, which I was looking at other acts that have been in the arena, and man, I gotta tell you, those guys could have definitely filled that arena up.
Yeah, I think with a few other bands with them, the arena probably could have been filled up.
Yeah, absolutely.
For them, but I think overall the venue is not that bad.
No.
But you gotta get there wicked early.
Look, we were surprised. We were really surprised to see what they allowed.
One thing I will comment on is the bouncers.
Yeah.
And the security at Mohegan Sun are actually pretty cool.
Yep.
So shout out to them. Shout out to Sydney, the guy we were talking to the majority of the time. He was a cool guy.
Yeah, he was. He had to get off there.
Sydney, if you're seeing this, you know, appreciate it. You're a good guy.
Oh yeah, by the way, I want to thank my mom for clicking the refresh button on our first video 74 times. Love you, Mom. Thank you. And
so that's where they all came from.
Right.
All right.
This was an atypical act to have at, you know, at like a place, you know, casino, in the middle of the casino. You know what I mean? It's not like Grandma's gonna be throwing down her walker and moshing in the middle of it when she's on the penny slots. You know what I mean? It's like
have a circle pit around the roulette table.
Right, seriously, there was a pit. We were surprised.
Yeah, you know, now get into the show itself a little bit. You know, it was not the most memorable show.
It was a solid set list.
I thought the set list was really good. I mean, it's typical from what I've seen. You know, from the 8 times that I've seen them. So what I think, it wasn't the most memorable for me, I think, but it was definitely the most unique.
Yep.
Just because of the place it was at. And,
it was just it was odd. We didn't know what to expect.
You know, it was just only them, and you know, it's very up close, a lot more up close than I've seen them before.
I met Joel.
You met Joel. I walked past Joel, but he was with his family, so I didn't want to be that. I didn't want to be that guy.
Look, this guy is like a musical idol of mine. So I was honestly, I probably looked like an idiot more so than usual. I shook his hand and I was kind of flabbergasted. And he went back out to the merch booth, and that was an awesome part of that show.
You know, it's kind of like me the first time I met Jesse.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, it's kind of like.
You know, the second time I was a lot cooler because I had met him before.
Yeah,
but the first time I met him, I was just. I had no idea what to say to him.
Mike told me I had a nice beard.
Yeah, he's done that to me before too. He'll go
he
like
goes
this.
like this. He'll go like this and like.
You know, when I would have facial hair at some of the shows,
Yeah.
some of the times I saw that he'd do that to me. I'd be like, yep, he knows. So let's take a look at the set list here. One of our friends got
copy of the set
a
list.
copy of it. Yeah.
And my roommate caught a drumstick from Justin Foley.
That's right.
Which was pretty cool.
Maybe you'll sell it on eBay.
Yeah,
I don't know what he's gonna do with it.
Yeah. I could probably take it out of his room and swap it with a toothpick.
21 song set list here, and included some hit songs such as Rosa's Sharing, Just Barley Breathing, and My Purse.
Definitely Adam.
You can see from the set list here that it was definitely probably Adam D that had a say in some of this. I'm sure some of the other guys had some say in this too. Soilborn was a very obscure song to play.
Right, they brought out two. That was actually their first.
That was the old song that they brought back was Soilborn.
Soilborn, yep. And Alive or Just Breathing was up there, and that was cool.
No, Just Barely Breathing.
Just Barely Breathing. Sorry.
Yeah, there was a fight during that.
Oh yeah,
right kind of towards the end of the song.
I want to say to the Mohegan Sun bouncers, whoa, whoa. You guys didn't say anything until that fight broke out, and I gotta have a lot of respect for that because you kind of let everybody do their thing, but when it got out of hand, you were right there. This is gonna get into a subject that John and I feel very strongly about.
You know, it's this one thing. When you're going to a show like that, you can't take getting hit personally.
Right.
You know, some people are not out. They don't have a vendetta against you or anything. You know, it's just I don't go in the pit to intentionally hurt somebody. You know, I do it just to
have fun.
Have some fun. I'm not doing it to cause any harm. But these fights break out at these shows because people take it personally.
Right. The band actually had to stop performing.
Jesse stopped. Stopped right then and there. I had never even seen that before at a show before. I've seen it, plenty of YouTube videos where bands are stopping the show because people are fighting.
Yeah.
But that was the first time I've ever seen it in person.
And it's really, honestly, it's disappointing because everybody's trying to have a good time, and the risk that you take when you go into a performance like this, and it's like.
Like I sprained
I almost got into, we're in the pit, whatever, but I almost got into a fight that was that turned very personal with somebody in the crowd who, I was doing my thing, and I, not unintentionally, I mean, we're all in an area where everybody's moshing and doing their thing, and this guy happened to be in that area, and how am I supposed to know that you're not wanting to be up for this? And he just was not happy with this and kind of got in my face and raised a fist, and we squashed that. But
I didn't even see that happen. I didn't know about that till after. But I sprained my finger yesterday, but that was nobody's fault. I mean, I'm not gonna go after the bastard
the sprainer.
It's like I don't care. It's like whatever. It could have been worse.
Right. And instead, these two gentlemen that were in the pit could not keep their love affection to themselves. No, instead it emotionally erupted in the middle of the song.
He had him in a chokehold right on the floor, and people are scrambling trying to stop it.
Everybody's trying to sneak a haymaker in because they just want to have an excuse to grab somebody.
But it's just you can't do that.
Turn into 50 Shades.
It's not worth getting. I mean, the show is free, obviously, so they didn't pay anything for it. But at a typical show where you're paying your money to go in, and then you get into a fight, and then you get thrown out. Like, what was the point of going then?
You gotta. Yeah, exactly. These two gentlemen got ejected from the show, and not only that, but they were actually detained by the cops. So Mohegan Sun is not screwing around. Like, some of these venues, some venues get rowdy, like Lupo's gets rowdy, but Mohegan Sun is not that kind of venue. It's a
Mohegan Sun, in the arena, typically they're one to stop, the pits from going on and everything. From the one show that I've been to in the arena, in the Wolf Den, they didn't really do that. They let people do their thing unless it got crazy, like that one fight.
Yeah.
So I mean, I gotta comment them on that.
That was pretty cool.
They knew, I think. They knew.
Yeah,
so they were like, we're not even going to bother unless it gets out of hand.
Yeah, the show, I mean, in terms of how they were performing and, the kind of stuff that they usually do, I mean, it wasn't really too much different. It wasn't too different. It's what we've kind of come to expect. Adam still says Adam things. And
oh, yeah. Especially after winning The Price is Right.
Yeah, exactly.
I would do the same thing.
Trying to sell his trucks on stage.
If anybody wants to buy Adam D's trucks,
everybody wants Adam's truck or his car, he's selling them, so.
Because the taxes are ridiculous, which I believe.
All in all, it was a fun show. I mean, they got All That Remains booked for next month.
Yep.
And that, I didn't even know about that. I guess they booked the acts a month in advance, so I mean, I guess ATR got caught wind that Killswitch was playing there. It was like, oh, maybe we can sneak a show in there too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that's been ruminating. So.
I remember pretty much any time that I've seen them, and they're a band that I'll never, get sick of seeing. I'll always see them when they're in the New England area.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have no idea how the Wolf Den works, hopefully this helped you out a little bit.
Yeah, you have a little bit. It's a newer venue for these kind of things, so if you're gonna maybe you'll catch that All That Remains show. This might give people that are looking to maybe do that a better idea of what to expect. I mean, we were kind of going into it. We were not concerned, but more curious than anything to find out how it was gonna be. And we weren't really disappointed. They didn't exactly throw weapons in the middle of the crowd and let it fight to the death, but they kind of they just realized that it's a group of people that we waited there all day, and that we were there to do our thing and see them
and then leave.
And then just leave, or honestly, I think a thing that could probably help them out is if they made a better system. So
they need to
a ticket system or something like that, so that you're not you have people standing in line and they could be walking around the casino all day spending money. I mean, you had how many people there waiting? If they all had a ticket and they were waiting to get in the show, they could have just been on the floor all day spending money.
They need a better system for people lining up for big acts.
I don't think they ever had a crowd like that in the Den.
No.
They seemed very the people that were there looking at the line seemed very concerned.
Yeah, and a lot of the bouncers weren't familiar with the 4-person policy online either that I noticed. So I think they weren't really familiar with it because they didn't have any big acts previously.
Right.
To that. I mean, besides Hell Yeah that played, last week.
Yeah.
But I think they kind of weren't prepared for it. So I think they should have a better system.
But honestly, it was really cool to see them in a venue like that because it was very personal.
It was very unique. Yeah. I'd say probably the most unique, set show by them that I've seen besides the Live or Just Breathing in its entirety when I saw that.
Yeah.
Overall, good show.
Jolly good show, sir.
And I think the next time we're probably going to be talking about Killswitch is when they got the new song out on the 17th.
Yep, so we'll probably be looking at that.
Yeah.
Maybe do a cover of it.
Catch you then.